Okay, and we are back. Could say we're basically stable now. We got 6 potato, 3 soybeans, so we might wait a little more. Which is small, so one of them doesn't work in a vacuum. I think the larger one is the one that doesn't. Yes, so the color fridge does not work in a vacuum. Yeah, so I always use this guy inside in a vacuum base. And I was looking at the description. I never noticed this doesn't work in a vacuum. Steel, copper, gold, and iron. It's relatively easy to do. Anyway, so this run is more or less bursted. Bursted or busted. Especially because we explode twice. So I'm not really counting this as like a valid, authentic run anymore. But I do want to do some testing since I'm already here. And then we go for another try. I don't have enough space for everything that I want. I should not have made those guys here. Yeah. Is this for start food already? And everything is done. So first thing I want to test is like the active vent. I always get confused with this external safety, internal safety, right? So internal for internal from the pipes, right? 50.7, and external, so external to the room. It says 0, but it's depends on how you are operating it. So when you set to do I have an active vent that I can actually change it? I should have one. The one that I was using here, right? Come on. What a mess. This, right? So you have this here, right? And then set to inwards, and that's always confused me, right? Because inwards, and then you read that the external safety is 101. Then you switch, and now it switch what it's doing, right? So this always confused me. So outwards, it means it will pull air from the... No, that's not our. Yeah. And then we have the when you over anything in the game, like it show the next state, right? So this is only gonna show off because it's the action we're gonna do. This confuses even more, right? So this is not outwards, this is inwards. And then inward safety is 50 megapascals, right? So then you swap this to outwards, it's outwards now, and then external is outward is 101. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So anyway, what I'm trying to do is trying to go over, right? When you set a active vent in Venus as this, to move from the pipe to the word, nothing happens because the word is already like in a higher pressure than this is set to. So it doesn't do anything. Then internally it can go to 0. Why did I remove it? So it's like this. External, the room can go to 0, and then internally it can go, the pipe can go to 50. So if I set this with the external at something, would it mean that it would stop working and keep that value in there? Anyway, so I'm just looking at this because operating a furnace at the early game is really slow. Even if I pump or a valve, it's still insanely slow, and the active vent is faster in dealing with like inside pipe, outside board. This is the best tool you have. So, but you use an active vent to empty the furnace, you need to change this external safety because it doesn't move stuff out, right? Because outside is already above 101. I should make sure I'm not just saying what I think and then the game changes, like from 10 years ago, like with the power draw on the event. So it used to be like very efficient, and it can consume like what, 10 watts when it was idling, but it seems like there's no idling anymore. What are you doing about it? And we never had idling before, but it's not that efficient, and it's a constant 100 watts consumption. I am speaking and I'm not thinking what I'm doing here, so I place in a completely random spot where I have no cables. Let's go here where I can actually have some cables. Ah. Okay, so imagine this pipe is my furnace, right? Can get 4 megs there like very easy, but if I switch this to outwards, right, so it's outwards mode, we will try to fill the room to 101 kPa, which will never do anything exactly because we are above, way above it. So how can I use this to empty a furnace, right? So I will need to change the settings, what you can somewhat easily do at the beginning. The question is it faster than using a pump? I would need how many items would I need? 1 logic and 1 memory. might not need a memory. If 0 works, like ignores the pressure, I don't need anything else. I need cables, that's what I need. Because if you can't use 0, you have to use like a real number, like 1 meg or something above board Atmo, which will never happen. You're gonna need a memory to write to it. Then you're gonna need a labeler, or you click 1,000 times with the screw on the memory, which is not really viable. What am I looking for? Cables. I'm gonna use this base and this run here to do some experiments, like a training for the next one. And I think I'm going too slow toward like high tech. And the only thing is that you don't have like any enemies in this game, right? So the enemy is the environment. The environment is constant, like it doesn't change. The only thing it changes is time and how much resource you have, because you're always losing resources through time, which is water and basically water. If you have plants, the only thing you're losing is water. Maybe oxygen, like the gases, but you can always rebuild the gases. So and I think I'm going slow to attack. The beginning seemed better, but I think at long run I'm losing too much time, which costs me too much resources. So I'm just gonna call you AAA, so you'll be at the top of the list. So here goes the tricky part, right? So it would have to set like this, and then the external safety, which is right. So here is 0. Here is around 101. So if I set that pressure external, pressure internal, which is not the same name. Of course, it's not the same name. Why would they name the same? Gosh. External safety, right? So it would be external pressure, I would assume. It is immediately set to 0. Does it mean it will never empty, or would it work? It will never empty. Great. Thank you for being quite useless. Okay, just check if outside is greater than whatever you have set to. So to make this work, you will need the memory. Can't just write 0. That's what I was trying to do. It was only one logic. That would be simple enough. But having to use the memory, I don't know. I think it won't be, because the time you're gonna take for printing this, would the pump already empty out for you? Hello, what am I doing? Doing logic switch. Good. No, I'm not doing logic switch. So they have to have a memory set to a high number. Can we do the high number without using labeler? We go 100, 100. Yeah, we kind of can, because this is a mag, right? Do like this. So we will be able to just print those two, which is somewhat cheap. Then I just the memory. Put here to pressure external, right? And it is working. And we empty the pipe, yeah. Insanely fast. That's what I was thinking of. So we can use this to degas a lot of ores, right? Gonna fill up with pressure really fast. Then we just do this and we empty it. What do I need to do to make you run again? Turn on off. Well, if I turn on and off, it doesn't. Because the logic stuff, they act only once, and then they don't keep repeating the command. So I need somehow to make it refresh what it needs to send the command in there. Guess I could just do this, right? And it should be empty. It is. So I swap like this. It will keep 8 mags. Once I'm done degassing, it will be like 15 mags, whatever. You just update this, it will update this. It will empty the furnace almost instantly. And that's it. That's what I was trying to think of.
Waste tank caution.
Okay, so that would work, and then we don't need a labeler. Zero. I went to zero, it doesn't work. Yeah, I thought I lost one of these guys, small heat exchanger that went over the, actually two, right? I had two outside. Okay, so that's it, right? So if I get the furnace super fast, right? So I just make a eat and drink room, and I get the furnace right away, just like I did with this run. But instead of going for traders and complaining about fuel from the welder, if I just get the furnace up, right? So for the mods, you need electronic printer mod, right? So it is 8 each. So the constant, right? Constant is the only tricky one. You just need constant. Constant is the one that is above 20. So, but the temperature is low. So constant is quite simple to do. So for the mod itself, I don't need to worry too much, but I'm pretty sure you need invert for the other stuff. So you make the electronic printers mod, then you go for the 2 printer mod, which is the same, it's just most constant, right? So now it's 16 constant. Get the mods. Great. From there, you need something actually useful. So you need big wind. Right, the big wind should be straight for, yeah, electron steel, yeah, this is enough. So the big wind is just locked behind the tier 2. So with 8 constants would work. Same for the battery, right? The battery is also just steel. Yeah. So now to the important part where we would actually save time, right? So can we get this guy and this guy require inver and does not require constant? Because this is like a time saver. You get this early on, like you save days of mining. But you have this tricky thing. If you have this window in pressure and temperature, right? The temperature will make it even worse. And you need 10. 10 inver. It doesn't tell you the yield, right? So it's say half 1. So does it mean it's always double? I know the super alloys are not 1-to-1. You lose a lot. So if I get the light, I think it's the light, silicon, cobalt, and silver, right? So it's half, and no, this is trying to understand like the ratio, because that there are some ingots that you don't get. You put like 10 and you take 5 out. It's not like you take the same amount you put in. But that's not the case for constant and inver, right? I think it's always double, because both are half. I don't nickel, copper, nickel, that's it. Industrial alloy. No. Yeah, anyways. So I don't need much, right? 16 constant. This will get both mods up. Then 10 inver. This will get a heavy mining drill. This guy here is only solder, but it requires steel, which is kind of pointless if you need to go to steel. It's still easier than inver, right? And you could get the heads. I don't even know how you make the printer's head. Rocket manufacturer, really? Am I confusing stuff? Maybe I never use this. I don't know if this is like rocket stuff, and then the pneumatic drill is only... Yeah, I think the pneumatic drill is only a normal drill. Solder, steel, and copper. and it uses fuel, which you don't have. So, and more important, I'm forgetting about this guy here, arc welder. Right, so the arc welder also require invar. Right, so we are on 15 invar already. So the hard mining backpack is 1 invar, that's nothing. And the drill Mach 2 is 5 constant, which we would have. So this is what? 21 constant. Both are less than 50. That's what I'm trying to see, right? So I can get 1 stack of nickel and half stack of iron and copper, which is not that bad. Totally doable. And then we just smelt it real fast. And we are up to a heavy drill, arc welder, so we don't need to worry about fuel anymore. If we're not worrying about fuel, but I got the tool printer anyway. I'm just thinking, if I use my welder fuel for the pneumatic drill, it only requires steel and solder. Alright, so steel is quite easy, just pump like 5 cobalt and silver, should be enough to get steel. And then you cool it down, you get solder. But how good it is, right? So let's check. Steel solder. So please tell me I have enough to make this. I have one more. One extra. What I forget what it is. Copper and solder. Okay, copper and solder. Copper is right here. Solder is over here. No, it's over somewhere. So if I get my old guy, where it is, there it is, right? So just explore options, right? So that are not immediately obvious right away, like using fuel for mining instead of welding in a situation where that's the only fuel you have. It's not quite straightforward, right? I feel like this is the same as a normal drill. It's not compared to this guy, right? Definitely no, yes, so it's 10 times faster. It's faster than a normal drill, right? Let's do a line here. 2, 3, 4. Let's do a line. Nah, it's no comparison. It's not worth it. If it was like almost the same, would kind be worth it using the fuel to get more stuff and then go for the arc welder and then don't need fuel anymore. I don't think it will be worth it. This guy will be worth it though. Because then you're gonna save so much time by fast mining. Of course I made a bunch of rules here, but you got the idea. Yeah. So the tricky thing here will be pressure. Because if you don't have enough items and stuff, like 2 stack of cobalt, 2 stack of silver to get 220 megs worth of pressure, this is useless, right? So yeah. I think this is what I will do. But I have to go with some more attempts on this instance. I feel like we're missing animations on this guy. Gonna do some more attempts, right? And I'm gonna swap my strategy again. You still need trader, but you only need trader for water if we're going to be extremely conservative. That's the first thing gonna run out, right? So if you can get some plants up right away, which I think you can, right? So you start with, yeah, that's something else I was going to test. Do I have enough? So this guy has what in it? 1 point something. I can put it outside and then fill up to the amount we need. So what I will do, come on, is just check. No, it's not going to be possible. I'm just thinking, so you can make this a small place and open this guy, right? And you have a pressured base right away. And then as you are leaving the base, you're going to start having carbon dioxide and you can put plants there. And that would work. Except that you're going to have to use the waste to actually make it work, which will require cooling. Right? So maybe we go drill, have drill, belt and backpack into traders then. Yeah, trader is something that needs to happen while you are doing something else. So the plan should be getting the drill. Yeah, now it makes sense, right? So get the drill, get them, get the, whatever it is called, have hard mining backpack. and maybe the belt. Go mine a ton of resources, come back. You should be very early in the game still. Then we choose, do we close the base or do we build the trader, right? So we should be building the traders while we close the base and start grow plants and trying to cool it down while we keep looking for traders. Yeah, I mean, I think I need to choose between building the trader and building the actual base, because take time, right? And then I'm trying to optimize for time usage. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to run some experiments. I'm gonna bring you with me. I'm gonna fill you up. You here. So you go on. Let's go to 7. So let's lower this.
Power low.
Okay, close enough. Can I move? Whoop. So what I can do, I'm printing frames there, but I should not be printing frames. That was a stupid idea. I was going to do a 3x3 for testing, but I can just test with walls. That's 1, 2, 3. That should be 1. Yeah, that should be enough walls. Doing some science. In-game science. I like to test in the game. I don't like to test in a different save in a creative, just to then come back to the game. That loses all the fun. Okay, so this is closed as a 3x3. You can close. Right. So we can push this to 25, right? Easy enough. Let's send this low though.
Low pressure. Oxygen low.
Should be enough. Yeah, 20 is enough, right? So that's why I said 25. So it's possible to do this. We lose quite a good number. almost 2 max to fill up this room. It's 21. Yeah, I could go 22, like so I don't go crazy. It is too much. If you use all these at the beginning, you're gonna run out of oxygen before you close. Yeah, doing this won't be an option. Just keep with one room. One room is optional. Is viable, right? A little bit on the one room, and then you just add the plants to that one room instead of pushing the air in and out every single time. We leave the air there. And we can have like 1 potato, 2 soybeans, well, considering we buy soybean. But the thing is temperature. Yeah, because if I open my waste here, it won't do much because the place it's quite big, right? Yeah. But in a closed one, it will go all the way to 100 and something. Yeah, no, you need cooling for plants. You can't go plants without cooling. Just kill the plants. Okay, let me think. I think I have some idea. Just don't know if we're gonna test more here or if we're gonna jump into anyone. Okay, I'm gonna do a training for myself. What? Oh yeah, I have all the... For a second I was like, what?
Low pressure.
What's wrong with the bitch? Oops.
Low. Oxygen critical.
Are you still open? Are you still open? That's fine. It is fine. I just need to test what I was saying right now about the jeez, my brain works. About events, yeah, so I'm gonna just do a test building and also training how I need to place stuff, right? So I'm gonna need a furnace, which requires 10 copper, which I don't have. Why I never have enough resources for anything? Are you hot? No, you're cold. So furnace, then some pipes. I have only 4. I could get a vent that's outside just to fix the issues that I have inside here real fast. I can swap you, I can swap you. This give me 2 pipes. I don't think that's enough pipes. Also something that I need to count. I'm gonna need you 2. But I have way too much stuff in my inventory. Okay, so let me just do this real fast. You get out of there, please. We all know what happened. when you forget this one there. Oh, I need more cables, so I always need stuff. Okay, that should get my oxygen back. Okay, so I need to clean up my inventory. I need a furnace to test. Is it still smelting? Seems like it is still smelting. So, pipes. That's not a pipe bender. Iron. I don't have. I even don't have iron. I don't have anything really. Okay.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, that's fine. So those are walls. I won't need walls now. Okay, copper is done. Can bring the furnace up. I have way too much trash with me, so I don't need this potato. You can be there. I don't need you. You can be there. This is a logic. I'm gonna use the logic that's outside, so I don't need you. I need a ton of cables, which is more copper, which I also don't have. Great. Do I have copper here? No. Here I have what it's using. Here I do have copper here. Okay, then I can make cables. You make cables, I'm gonna come here real fast. Okay. Yeah, I think this is enough cable. Furnace, almost done. Pipes. This is not how you do pipes. So it's a valve. Ah, come on. Then a vent. Then pipes. That's not pipe. Okay, that's pipe. So I need you. You. Do I need a vent though? I mean, do I need a pipe? We're gonna do testing, so I'm gonna figure out the pipe, the valve. That's what I'm going to say. Because I don't know if the furnace itself has like a slow rate of conversion between the furnace and the pipes. From the pipe to the active vent was basically instant, but from the furnace to the pipe, I don't know. So if the furnace itself is slow, there isn't much that I can do really. Okay, so this is off because this is too hot. Should be. But then the question is, why is it too hot? Why is the AC not working? Did I mess up the numbers, the range, right? So I did leave a breathing room so the AC don't keep turning on and off every time. It doesn't matter. So do I have everything I need? Frames, furnace, pipe, vent, and the logic is outside. Yeah, so let's go do some science. Can I? Thank you. So I need to take those guys out. I don't have too much free space, which is annoying, but okay. We're gonna do this. So I'm doing some runs in the brutal again, just to get the hang of things. And I got to this setup, so but I need to make it more efficient. It's not that efficient. And I want to train how to build it fast, because of course I don't have power. Because you need to build it really fast, and while you don't have the materials, so it's good to have like a memorized location where each stuff goes, how much space it takes, and this kind of stuff, right? So start the furnace itself right in the middle, and I need to get used how to turn it. I always think it's a nightmare to turn it. So here, too close to the wall, I can't see, right? So yeah, here is better. Input facing the frame, so it's harder for accidentally snap something inside it. Okay, the furnace itself is easy enough, right? So then we go to the pipes. The pipe is a thing that I think I need to do before the furnace, because then it's really hard for me to actually see. Okay, I don't think this is in the right place, or is it? Yeah, it is. So then I need the active vent. I will be right there. Question, can I click easily, right, without having stuff in the way? Answer is no. Here I'm on below, right, but that's not how it will be, so I need you to be easily accessible. Here would be a perfect spot. I can control it from here and here, yeah. So it would be like this, okay. So I place the vent right in the middle there, and then two pipes. And then place the furnace on the pipes. Okay, that would be the fastest way to build this, I guess. then just place stuff down, right? So I need a writer like this. Yeah. So the output is there, right? Which means I can just place the memory here and do this, just do this. Could be one to the left. Left? Yeah, left. So I don't have to waste time and cables moving it around. Yeah, so when I place the vent there and 2 pipes, I'm gonna use the vent as a reference because it's the easiest one. It's right in the middle row, touching the frame, so it's easy enough. Then 2 pipes from there, and then here 1 space for the memory goes there. Yeah. Writer facing down, so the output is on that way. Yeah, which means I can just plop the memory there, and then we just hook this one up like so. Before you connect to the other stuff, because you're gonna probably have another active vent in your initial area if you're not reusing the same active vent. So it would be much better to, this guy will have only memory because it's the only thing connected, and then the outside, since we only have this, it will only have the active vent. And then we go to pressure external. That's all we need. Turn it on and hook up to the power line, whatever where it is, right? So that will depend on how you build your early base, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, this is what I'm thinking, right? And from here I can turn this on, right? It will fill the furnace with the gas, right? And then here's the important part. Come here, set this to a number, and then we turn it on, and then it should empty. It seems faster than the pump, but still slow as... It is faster, but it's still slow. I think it's a limitation on the furnace itself. Remember, every time you switch the direction, you need to change the memory so it updates the... So let me go to a high number here, because we're gonna fill this to maybe around 1.5 meg, and then we're gonna degas a lot of stuff, which will increase the pressure. I'm gonna get to this point here, where I'm just gonna flip it, gonna add 1, it will change it, right? So if you look at the pipe network is 1.6. Did you not update it? One more. Okay, the pipe's constant because of the furnace. Yeah. So it feels like it's tick faster. I think the pumps go one by one, like... I don't know. Yeah, the vent is definitely faster to filling up, but I was hoping it would be faster on removing the gases. Okay, so that's the setup. It's not hard to do, right? Just place the furnace in the corner, use the active vent as a reference, then you go one to the side here with the writer and the memory, and then one to the left with 2 pipes, and that's all you have. That's enough space here to add stuff. I can see the valves and I can control the pump from here, which is ideal. Let me actually smelt something. Maybe don't. So, do you have power? You do. Let's do the hard one, which requires 1.5 in... Do I have a GPS, right? I do. So we can just run around. The thing will be numbers. How can I get... Like, how can I say this? Not waste too much time looking for ores, right? So I just need enough to make the buildings. Which is less than 50, right? So I just, the question is how much cobalt I need. Silver is easy enough, right? So cobalt is the issue. Am I moving in circles? Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's the part where it gets tricky. You need cobalt and then you need like a good number. I don't think you need a full 2 stacks of cobalt, but you definitely need more than one. So you could fill up the pressure, because the thing is the pressure, right? So 1 stack of cobalt is not enough pressure to get you to 20 mags. 18, and we need 18. So you could fill up with other gases from the world atmo with the vent. That would be an option. Doing the gas in between other ores. I don't know which, but that would be an option. And find cobalt, please. I just want to do experiment. Do I have cobalt in here? I don't. A gazillion ore, but I don't have cobalt. So I can just focus on cobalt then. Yeah, that's the thing, right? So in the early game, you're gonna be in the exact same situation. You need to have cobalt to run the furnace. And you're gonna be running around in the night looking for cobalt. And with a slow drill, and you don't mind nearly as enough cobalt. So I guess when you start the brutal play, should have like a clear plan of what you want to do, which I kind of have, and I'm trying to work out like how to make the brutal start not so brutal, maybe just hard. But I think you have the plan, and then whenever you are walking around and looking for something, if you see cobalt, you stop and mine it. I think that would be the best way to try to secure the amount you're gonna need, because you're gonna spend time running around, and that's the part that is kind of hard to deal with, because there is nothing you can do really. You're gonna need to search for cobalt, and you might be lucky or might be unlucky. I'll try to science out how much need. I know that 2 stacks of cobalt and silver is enough, because that's how I did on the last one. And I also know that it's past how much you need, or that's the safe amount. But in the normal start, you get tons of resources. You can do things slowly and then make sure they will work at first. Especially now, they add even more items to the start pack, so... But on the Brutal, on the other hand, you don't have enough time, and then you can't really afford to lose time looking for items. Like, the amount of time I lose here wandering the night, I would have already filled up the waste tank. So... need to minimize the search, and the only way to do that is like reducing how much you need. If you print the ore scanner at the beginning, it won't help because everything will show the same color. I was thinking of that, it didn't really help much. So I have 15, 20, right? Would that be enough? I don't know. That's why I'm trying to make this before doing the actual run. So 17, 19, so this is increasing. 14, 13, 12. Now I need to decrease. Okay, that's the direction I need to go.
Waste tank caution.
Yeah, even with the hard suit, I already got the waste tank. Oh, that's the base. I can see it from here. Okay. So, of course, in this play here, I already burst the canister, and I'm not really concerned about how if I'm gonna finish it or not. I'm just trying to have a better start, actually, so I don't think the starts on this one was good enough. I want to make it just like Venus made easy, right? But this is brutal. You can't make it easy, but I think you can at least make it hard, make it less brutal. But I do need more science for that. Oh, come on, give me more cobalt. Yeah, that's the part I think will be the worst. I guess you start normally, grabbing the basic stuff around, and then if you're around like day 2 or day 3, when you're going to start your furnace, you did not have enough cobalt, you just restart the game would be better. Because you can't really spend the time for looking for resources. There's 2 resources that's really hard. This guy, lead, and this guy, cobalt. At day 1, day 2. So I think, make a plan, stick with the plan, especially with the numbers. I'm the one that always say, okay, let me mine 10 iron, and then I'm mining like 3 stacks of iron. Stick with the plan, sticks with the numbers. With the exception that if you see any cobalt or lead, you mine. Lead, you just need 1 stack, less even. At 25 will be enough. That's the number we are going for the other ores. So at least 25 lead, and then we're trying to figure out how much cobalt is enough. And then you're gonna need the same number for silver. That's the base. I'm gonna just vent this waste. I can go to the base, that's fine. We have hard suit, so it's enough time to get there. If it was the other suit, it would not be enough time. With the other suit, you get to 360 and you're not at the door. You can't make in time because you still have to wait for the air to flush and all that stuff. So Learn that hard way is losing a lot of waste time. Okay, so swap you. Swap you. Too much stuff open, I can't see. Okay, there is more than enough pressure. Question is, why is this not turning on? Yeah, I mess up the numbers. Yeah, it's turning it off. I wouldn't need to fix. I don't really want to deal with this stuff right now, so I'm gonna leave it. Unless the auction starts to be a problem. Did I got lead? Then I could do like a full test with everything I need. I do have lead, okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the start would be fill up the furnace a little bit to 1 meg, I guess. That's enough. Then we're gonna do 15 gold, 15 silver. Alright, so this is solder. And oh, you got just the right temperature. Okay, it's heating up again, so it's fine. There you go. So, not solder, electron done. Then you need to do the what do I call him? This guy. Right, so let's get 25 and 25, and then hopefully it cool downs enough. It did not cool down enough. Okay, so 25. Well, that's easy, right? So you don't have the luxury of looking for more. If you have more, it's probably going to be enough, but then just pass something to cool the furnace. And then put it back on. Jesus, it's not cooling. This has too much pressure. It's heating up quite fast, so this is something to look out for. Do we have more lead here? I would like to do a decent test run. This got bursted already. I saw lead when I was over there. Because this will be the issue, right? So you're gonna be outside, you're gonna be trying to smelt, and you're gonna be heating up. And I need to deal with. This is both copper, right? Yeah.
Hunger caution.
Lead's so hard to see, man. Cobalt at least is easy to see when you spot it. Lead is like similar to copper at far. At least for me, it seems similar. Okay. Trying to aim for low numbers, right? So that's why I went over with 25. It were almost enough, right? So if you have like a stack of iron and a stack of lead, 50-50, that would be enough, so you could smelt electron and then solder right away. But since we are not trying with 50 each, right? We're just going for 25 each. We need to find a good number. So the furnace will heat up all the way to the word atmo. Not that I need more. Would lower the pressure, right? It lowered the pressure quite slowly, so it's safe to leave it on. But then lower pressure gonna heat up even faster, but also gonna cool down faster when you are degassing. What do I don't need for now? So I don't need all this, guys. I'm gonna need more of this. I have lead here. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Okay. So let's go again. Find a good number here. So
Hydration critical.
I'm gonna leave as this just to not have this annoying beep. And we go back there. I need you to fill up, man. You are not filling up. I don't want to have to deal with this right now. I don't even know where the laptop is. Fine. So import. What's wrong with the AC, right? So this guy, right? So I set the AC, but then that makes no sense. This is connected to this. This is at 28. Ah, I see it. I hate when this happens. So I need to let's actually fix the code, right? So what happens is the AC gonna turn on only when the temperature is greater than this number, which is 20 degrees. But since the pipe's empty, it always reads 0. So 0 is not greater than this. So this is an issue at this when starting the AC. Usually what I do is turn off this, turn this guy on, and then put the ship back there, and then it starts working properly. Because now it has something there. But sometimes it's gonna go to 0 again. It shouldn't never go to 0 because this is a one-way valve and then outside it's not vacuum. So you should always have something in this. But sometimes it goes to 0. Don't ask me why. So also, why am I seeing nitrous oxide there? Coming from this, the pipe is empty. This makes 0 sense. Why am I seeing it blinking nitrous oxide and then also oxygen? the input is this, which comes from this, which is outside world. How in the world I have oxygen and nitro oxide on anyway, doesn't matter. Oh, I see. So it come out from the furnace, went to the atmosphere, and then the active vent pulled it back into this pipe here. Okay, I see. But anyway, it doesn't explain why this is 0. So to fix this, we just need load AC temperature output if is greater than 20 degrees, right? And then we're going to load for 1 AC pressure output. Save if it's equal to 0, right? To R1, R1. Now if R1 is 0, which means we don't have any pressure, right? And then I just do a what? Or do I need an and or? I need an or. Yeah, so would be either R0 or R1, right? If any of those are true, set to mode to 1 and then continue. Yeah, that would fix the issue with empty pipes. Well, now I kind of like want to test it. So if I turn you off and stop you and turn you off. That's not really what I was going for. I was just going for testing the smelting and then call it a day. But doesn't hurt, right? So we should be empty now. You are. Which means to turn you on, nothing happens because I'm not controlling AC on or off, but I can do this. You start immediately. Perfect. Now the question is it gonna still stop? We can just leave it running and you're gonna discover if it's gonna stop or not. So you should be feeling this guy, thank you, because I was hoping to get it full. Okay, so organization. Can we go back, please? We're gonna have the same inventory here. Do I still have my old mining stuff? I should have. There we go. So it needs to be, yeah, that's the most important part. We need to have stuff easy, ready to go. So you need to do this beforehand. You're going to be having this guy equipped, right? So, and then you will be mining. Going to grab your 25 each, then you want 25 of this guy and 25 of this guy. Then you also want 25 of this. And that's exactly how much you need, right? So electron, solder, invariant constant, whatever order, I never remember which one is which. Those are all the alloys. Then you're going to need the fuel, right? So you can be here for now. Really. So in the early game, I guess you can just drop stuff into the crater or just drop it to the ground, right? It doesn't really matter where you drop it. Perfect, right? You're going to have this. Then you're going to have, I hope, something similar to this, and then you're going to figure out how much we need. By the way, I tried using the fuel we start with. It just gets you like 4 max. You use the entire canister, so it's not worth it. You need to go for cobalt and silver. So okay, 600 kPa. We go for electron. Then we immediately switch to solder. I guess that's the call, and then we do it very fast, right? So we do you overt, you open. No, doesn't work. Gonna roll out, gonna put it back in. So you don't open because it's cool too fast, right? Yeah, then you get enough pressure, then you open and close, and then you go immediate for solder. Then you open it. Jeez, that was like a second. Okay. So that is 600 kPa, and put electron silver, gold silver, leave it closed, don't leave it open. As soon as it's green, you open and close, and then you put your solder there. So that will be the easiest one to do, 50 each. Now we go to the hard part. So we are aiming for the one with a small window. It's not this one. So this is the highest pressure, but pressure is easy to build, right? So the temperature is low. What we want is forgot the name. This ingvar, right? So high temperature with quite high pressure. And I forgot steel. You're also going to want to smelt steel, right? So you should also have steel available. So I guess 20 coal is not much, right? So this is what? So it's 20 times 3, right? So 20, 40, 60. So that should be your steel. Everything fits in the inventory, so it should work. So now that we have our basic stuff, we're going to degas, right? So need to make sure I know which one is which, right? So iron and nickel is the one that we're going for. So iron is in nickel is the first one. So we're gonna degas both. So this is the first. Then we're going to this one, which is the second. Be the second. And then we go for steel. The last one. Okay. Now we need to empty the furnace. To do that we need, okay, so we're gonna need to have easy access to our screwdriver just to update this guy. Gonna have a downtime here waiting. You should be doing something. So in the early game, maybe replenish the empty the waste, replenishing the oxygen, eat, drink, whatever you swap power, adjust the solar panel, whatever you need to do while you're waiting on this. You want to have as lowest pressure as possible when you start with cobalt and silver, so it doesn't hold the temperature down. You want a temperature who goes high as can. So the pressure goes down very slowly, right? So when you are doing electron and you want to hit that 600 kPa, you can go above and then just watch it when it slowly drop and then stop more or less where you need to. So this is good enough. Temperature is already in the same as the word atmo and the same pressure more or less, 230 something. So on the fresh run you started in the early game, before you do this part, you need to make sure you can actually finish. So make sure you are full. You know, oxygen, your waste is not full, like mine is almost full. It's filling up. And you don't gonna run out of power or anything. So here we're gonna do. You can't smelt the entire stack, it will cool down way too much. So you need to start with like a small number. So let's have it ready. Right, so I usually do like 2, 2 or 5, 5. 2, 3, 4. I'll do 4. Just to start, right? And then how much more are gonna need to reach that 18 kPa? Don't know. So let's consider 25. Considering you only mine 1 stack and a half. Remember, we're trying to optimize for time, right? So you don't really want to spend 2 days looking for the ores. Then you're gonna run out of oxygen. Okay, so 1 stack and a half of each, plus 4. That will be basically 130. Yeah. So 1530, 1530. Try to go for those numbers. Now let's see what happens. I'm gonna actually save because I don't want to redo all the mining. So if it doesn't work, I just reload it. Okay, so you start with, doesn't matter the order, silver, cobalt, leave it open, then the entire stack of cobalt or silver, doesn't matter the order anymore. So this should get you very low pressure. Yeah. So you can add more. 25. 25. Then you close it and then you put your first one. And you're still not at 18, but you have very high temperature. Now you're gonna use the guy here to push our pressure, and then the temperature should start sinking as the pressure goes up. So just need to hit 18 before the temperature goes too much down. Actually, the temperature is too high right now. Yeah, but then the pressure is not going up, see? We need to hit 18. I don't know, the temperature is dropping fast and the pressure is barely moving. We need to be 1.5, 1.2. We're gonna hit 1.5. The question is, are we gonna hit 18 megapascals before we hit 1.2? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, the issue we don't have 2 stacks is tricky. Oh, it's gonna be close. I think we're gonna need more than 1 stack and 30. Maybe. Oh, it's gonna hit it. Gonna keep an eye on the green. Yeah, open, close. Now we need to push all the way to 2 megs. Okay, it's possible. You have a small wind. Yeah, okay, so 50. So it's what? 53 is 8, right? 8 cobalt, 8 silver. It's right in the edge. If you have more, it will be easier. Okay, now this can be off, and then we can. Yeah, we should have thrown this one already. Okay, there we go. And now we go for steel. Steel is easy enough. Steel is 900, right? Steel. Yeah, steel is 900, so we're fine. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's how I'm thinking to do the smelting early on. And from here, you're just going to build. So you get what, 50 each, right? Yeah. And you get 8 steel. Don't know if you have enough steel though. You can just leave the furnaces with this temperature and use it to smelt anything else you need, right? Well, high pressure means it holds the temperature more. I don't know if it's enough steel. I think you're gonna have to shoot for more steel than this. Let's see. You're going to need 2 mods. Printer mod, which is 35 steel. Then H each, right? So electron constant and solder. Then you're going for the 2. Am I blind? Oh, I look at the wrong stuff, right? So electronic printers mod. They all cost the same, right? Yeah. So 35 steel. 35 steel times 2 is 7 steel, right? So you have enough steel for both mods. Then you can get this guy here, but that won't be 10 steel left. Well, you can get the mining drill, but that will be way too little steel. Ideally, you want to shoot for also the battery. So let's see how much steel we need. Right, so for the battery, you need 20 more steel. So we are at 100. To actually make the battery, you need 2 more steel, which is only 1 more, right? Yeah, so 21. If you want a full pack, no. 21 steel, then you're gonna need 41 to 141. Then you're gonna need 5 more steel sheets. which is, well, let's round it to 145. So you kind of like want, and we're not even talking about adding this guy. This guy would make your mining 10 times easier, yeah. So you really looking for, if you can, of course, right? So the heavy mining drill by itself will help a ton by making everything faster. But if you could print like the big wind and the battery, that would make your life even more easier. But it's not like a requirement. The goal is to rush this guy, right? So, and as soon as you have this guy, you're gonna start having power issues. But at the same time, so if you look back on our furnace there, it should have enough pressure that to hold the temperature. So you could get the heavy mining drill and then go mine more iron and coal. And you could still come back and then maybe smelt it, because now you don't have the gas, right? So let's see how much can we smelt without losing all this. Yeah, ideally you want, if you can, go for more than
Waste tank caution.
one stack, like one stack of coal and 3 stack of iron. That will give you 200 steel, right? If you can't, if I go another 20, that will give us 180, right? So the question is, can we degas with this temperature? So we have 1k, so 100 more than we needed. Let's see how much it cools down when we... Not much. Yeah, I think you can. You can. So I'm gonna be missing, what, 10? It went halfway down. Right, what am I missing? 10 hydrocarbon. I think I messed up the count here. It's 20 to 60, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you can go even a little higher, but that will be enough for you too. That's not it. 160. Yeah. So you can do 2 bets of 8 steel. That's viable. Get the heavy mining drill, look around, get some cobalt, and then not cobalt, iron and coal. That's fairly simple to find. Yeah, I think that would work. And then you need to worry about closing the base before the storms hit.
Hunger caution.
And go for cooling. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. I'm gonna do some tries with this and see if it actually, like, it's somewhat consistent. Of course, you have the randomness of the position where you are, how easily you find each ore, but I think it's a pretty good plan. One thing I don't know which one is better, right? So if you go for a solid generator, or if you go for the wind, the smaller wind, right? Because that's the thing, right? So this guy requires gold, and gold takes a lot of time to mine, and then take a lot of time to smelt, and then print this guy by itself also take a lot of time. And you won't do anything. You need at least 3 or 5. In that regard, I think going for the solid fuel generator is a much better option, because it's 50 iron, which is fairly easy, and it's 10 copper. Smelt faster, it takes more time to print, but definitely less time than printing 3 of the wind. And the shove coal there. Yeah, I'm gonna still go for the solid generator as a power option instead of wind. But yeah. Okay, I think this is way too big already for a science episode. Didn't really do anything really. So I'm going to. I want to do a better try, right? So a more stable, more planned try. This one was kind of a prototype. We kind of survived. I'm not counting the times where the suit got crushed by the wind, but we actually failed when this guy exploded. So, but still, it wasn't smooth. So let's see. I think I'm gonna do another one and see how it goes. So for now, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.